It's the Tell Me Something Good podcast.
Because we believe that there is still good in the world.
Hi, I'm Lori Gray.
And I'm Rob Joe. We talk about the good things happening at Christ United Methodist Church here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
And we have a little fun, too.
We're so glad you're here.
Rojo, you ready?
Yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Or podcast.
Yes, let's get this podcast on the road.
Oh, Rojo, I'm so happy to be back.
Welcome back to the land among the living.
Oh, thank you. Last week was rough.
Yes, rough.
Very sad to, yeah.
Well, you were very sick. I'm sorry to hear that you were unwell. Yeah.
I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. Okay.
Now you're telling all your secrets on the podcast.
Well, there we are. Here we are.
Well,
We're back.
welcome back.
We're
We're glad that you are feeling better, that you are ready for another week.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be back. I missed everyone so much. I mean, I really do. I love my job. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
And so to be at home by myself, even though my dogs were very happy.
Sure.
I was not happy.
Sure.
So my something good, there's so much good to talk about from yesterday, but just my something good is, yes, I am back and happy to be here and doing the Lord's work. That's what we do.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm very happy to be back. So, all right, here we go. Tell me something good.
Well, this is a mixed bag of good.
Don't take all of them.
Okay. You want to go first?
No, I want you to go first, but just don't take them all.
Well, mine is from this morning, actually, so I don't think I'm taking one of yours.
Yes.
This is a mixed bag of exciting and just nostalgia and all in the feels. Nothing bad, just not necessarily like happy sunshiny. So we have two of our little office babies, as we kind of call them, that went off to their first day of kindergarten today.
I got chills.
So it is equal parts wonderful and just so, not sad, but, just all the emotions that come with sending off a child to kindergarten. And obviously it's not my child by blood, but we love these children so much. And so we, a handful of our coworkers randomly, without talking to each other, brought these two coworkers little goodies. So we had in our meeting this morning, we had cheesy potato casserole.
It was delicious. Rojo made it. In case you're wondering, and it was so delicious.
I can make about 3 things, and cheesy potato casserole is one, which I'm not upset about.
And you can make the chocolate chip cookies, and I've had.
Yeah.
Don't tell my mother.
So we had potato casserole, we had cookies, we had cupcakes, and donuts. And that might sound like a lot, but you probably know, dear listener, if you send a child off to school, that you're going to need some emotional support. So we just did that for our coworkers today.
It was very sweet.
And like you said, I love my job, and it's just a reminder that, we're doing life together, not just ministry, that we're here for each other. So it's just something good in my life is that we have each other.
Yeah, it was very sweet of you to bring the snacks.
Well,
it was delicious.
I just thought to myself, what would I want someone to do for me? And I was like, I would want chocolate chip cookies and potatoes and cheese. That's what I did.
Yeah, I think when Abby, she's 20, so it's been a few years, but, and she was my only one, and so when I took her to kindergarten, I think I went over to Dana's house and hung out, and just having community around you is what's important, and so I think we have that here. We have a sweet little family here in our office. All of our staff we're dysfunctional sometimes, as you are as a family, but
if we weren't, I would be concerned.
Well, yeah, because we are all imperfect people.
Yes.
So anyway,
tell us something good in your world.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now. Yesterday morning.
Yes.
And I don't get to be in worship ever, hardly. And so, when I was in Puerto Rico, I got to go to a worship service. I had some, tears and of just overcome with the Spirit, I guess. And so yesterday, as we were getting ready for, our 9:00 church service, I heard the band practicing, and I had to walk out at one point. The Abide in Me song, they were practicing that, and I was like, okay, I've got to step out. Well, towards the end of worship yesterday, I walked in.
So that was before worship, and this is now during worship. Okay.
Well, so a couple of things. First of all, I was sitting there, and I saw all the children up on the stage with their backpacks.
Yeah.
I do not know how many children there were. It was a lot. I could not count.
A lot
A lot of children. It was precious and made my heart so happy. And they were so happy coming in with their little backpacks on yesterday. So I just
Sorry.
That was that who was that calling you?
That was my reminder to take a walk.
Oh, okay.
Every day at 10:45, I try to get up and walk, because if not, I'm just sitting on my bum all day.
Oh, that's a good
Okay,
one.
sorry.
I'll walk after this. I'm sorry.
Sorry. You were having such a nice little moment, and my little phone went ding, 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 ding.
It's okay. So yes, the children up on the stage with their backpacks, and just all the families here. We had the 9:00 service. I mean, both services were fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the children in that service and those families, it was an incredible. So that was already had me in my feels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, I'm just going to step in at the end of worship, and they were singing.
I Speak Jesus.
I Speak Jesus, yes, and having Katie Williamson and Hillary Alexander and Kathy West up on stage, the three of them, and Joey coming in on the low part.
Yes.
There were hands going up yesterday, which we don't always see in our worship service. I was tearing up. I mean, people were coming out.
It was beautiful.
Wiping their tears, and the happy tears, and just joyful and heartfelt, and it was an incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible time yesterday. So those are my tell me something good.
Yeah.
Immediate things. But we have a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, well, and a lot of times, I've heard, like, on these bigger Sundays where we have kids in worship in this way, where they're in front of the congregation, it's like, oh my gosh, we have so many kids. But I think that it's really cool because these are the kids that are here pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Like, we might not see them in the same ways that they're sitting on the stage in masses, but they're here and they're being taught these stories that we were taught as children, which is really wonderful. And they're being nurtured and challenged by the leaders that Miss Crystal has, and so I think it's just such a wonderful thing to be able to see them on stage for these special occasions, but also having that confidence that they're not just here on these like kind of special occasions, that they're here on a weekly basis, growing together.
Yeah, it's awesome. And a shout out to Crystal, our children's ministry leader, and also Garrett, Pastor Garrett. He's our new youth pastor, and I was asking him how his turnout was because they had their dinner last night. And he said he had a huge turnout, which is awesome. So I can't wait to talk to him more about that. They've got a lot of exciting things happening in the youth program this year, and Garrett's bringing some new energy, and he's working with Pastor Katie, who was our previous youth pastor. She's moved into missions now, and she is going to be she's already she's going to be awesome at that. I mean, already all these great ideas. I'm super excited about that. And I think we've just got a really good year ahead of us in ministry at Christ Church.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be great. And with that, I mean, we have, of course, Labor Day weekend coming up, which is probably going to be a little bit, it typically attendance drops off just a tad because it's the last hurrah for summer.
Yeah.
But then coming back on the 8th, we have our one service, which is our combined worship service, and it's at 10 a.m. And last year, it was a huge success. People loved, because for whatever reason, the people that go to 9 o'clock worship don't know the people that go to 11 o'clock worship.
Sure.
So we're going to force them all together.
Yeah. It's going to be so wonderful.
It's so great. And we have lunch on the lawn. And then we get to go hang out on the new playground, which is so cute.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I want to go play with the music toys that are out there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and like last year with our combined worship service that we had, one of my favorite things in general is just like to be in a room full of people like singing, because I love the sound of it. I'm not necessarily the most gifted singer, but I just love to be in that environment where there's people just kind of all around you, especially when it's a familiar hymn or a song that we know that's in our contemporary service. And so, as much as I'm looking forward to the service itself, like more specifically, like just opportunities for us to like worship as one.
Yeah, it's gonna, and all the children are gonna help with worship. They're gonna be very visible. So I think it's going to be a great day. I'm really looking forward to it. And we roll right from our one service into Welcome Wednesday.
Yep.
So September 11th is our first Welcome Wednesday. It's the kickoff, and we have Wickerback playing, and so that's going to be super fun. So
jamming with Wickerback
and some dancing and singing with our own Joey Armanotz and his band. So that'll be fun. And anybody can come to any of these things. Now there's a charge, like if you're going to come to Welcome Wednesday. If you want to eat dinner, it's $8 for adults and $5 for ages 4 to 11.
Yeah,
I believe that's
3
right.
or 4 to 11.
And then free for the littlest of the littles. But the meal will surely be great. I think we're having lasagna.
Ooh,
I think
yum.
that's right. Yeah.
So we have the 8th is combined. We have Welcome Wednesday on the 11th, and then the 15th is our fall kickoff.
Yeah, and a new worship series, right?
Yes. So like a fall kickoff in conjunction with the worship series kickoff.
Nice. And so fall kickoff, that means all of our small groups start meeting again.
Yep.
During the not 11 o'clock, the 10 o'clock
hour,
which actually starts at 9:50. But everybody's so social and friendly here that the class really doesn't get started until 10.
Sure.
They're all chatty and talking about all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, so we've got a busy few weeks ahead.
It's going to be a week. So if you see us in public and we look like we have just run a marathon, we might not have actually run a marathon, but in our minds we have.
Well, and real quick, just also with that kickoff, because the 15th is also youth group kickoff, right?
Yep.
So that's always a big deal because the youth start meeting again too, and they meet on Sunday nights.
They're back from their summer vacation.
5 o'clock, 5:30. Oh, why don't I know this? I should, but
it's on the website.
It is. It is on the website. What else? What else do you know good, Rojo?
Well, I do know that something good that's been going on here is that we have we've been wrapping up a collection that we've been doing for our partner school, which is Peck Elementary. And that school, for those of you who might be listening that don't know our connection, is really close to the campus that we used to have in the Glenwood neighborhood.
Right.
And so we, over the years, and this has been long before I came on staff, but over the years we have been in partnership with them. And so since I've been here, we've done things that have been really, again, like tangible expressions of God's love, but like in ways that they need it, not just things that we want to give them because it makes us feel good.
Right.
So in this specific giving initiative, we've asked their social worker and their principal, like, what are things that you actually need? And so they've told us we need underwear, we need socks, we need shirts, we need pants, and these are things that we need because we get all these school supplies, pencils, crayons, etc. from other nonprofits.
Right.
But like if y'all are wanting to give us something that we really need, this is what we need. And so I don't have any idea of what we've collected, but I know that we have done quite a bit of good work so far. And that wraps up this week. So if you're listening to the podcast the week of the 26th, you're welcome to...
Friday's the last day.
Yeah, you're welcome to drop it off before, what's that date?
Friday, the
29th. 29.
It's this Friday. Hold on, I will look real quick. I do know this, that the 30th. So the last day is Friday the 30th to get your stuff in, and I would have it here by noon because who knows what'll be going on Friday afternoons. So people are kind of scarce around here. But it's been so fun because there have been Amazon boxes and pouches coming in, like multiples every single day because people can shop and Walmart. I've seen Walmart boxes too. They can shop online and have it shipped directly here, so you don't even have to leave the comfort of your couch.
I was saying that's what I really appreciate about our missional engagement team is that it's not just, hey, this is what we need, thanks so much, which would be fine, but they made it so easy for people to really get involved. And this could be for someone that lives in Mississippi or someone that lives in California or they're away on a business trip. Like, we're all able to give. And like, if I sent it to my family in California, they could get involved if they wanted to. Yeah.
Just ship it.
So big shout out to our missional engagement team and their leadership.
To not just say, do this and walk away.
Because that would be fine, but this is even more accessible for more people. So.
And specific. Like,
yes.
we have... because what they're asking for is pretty specific.
Yeah.
Or as Abby used to say, pretty Pacific.
Pacific, yes.
And so it's nice that we're giving them what they really need and specific sizes and all those things. So, I do appreciate that. Oh, and speaking of our missions, our last habitat build for this year is on Saturday, September 14th.
How about that? The week of all the stuff.
The week of all the stuff. Let's just throw the last habitat build in there too.
Might as well. I love it.
Let's make it super fun. So, yeah, so that's coming up, and anybody can do that. You can go to habitatgreensboro.v, like Victor, OMO.org, and you can search out that opportunity for Christ Church. So, yeah, there's that.
Well, while we're on the subject of the busiest week under the sun,
outside of Christmas and Easter.
Outside of our High Holy Weeks or seasons, so we have Lunch Bunch on September 17th. So that's another thing that's going on that week. Lunch Bunch will meet, and it's featuring the rise and fall of the Berlin Wall, which is with a retired U.S. Army lieutenant. His name is Phil. And so y'all are welcome to join us for that at 11:45. It is an $8 charge for the meal. The reservations can be made online. You can call the church office.
Yep.
We would love to have you join us, and that will be a great time of information, especially if you're a history buff.
Yeah, they have great programs.
Truly.
The Science Center one they had before was fantastic. They've had people come in and talk about
the ukulele chorus was so fun.
I mean, they do all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that happens throughout the year. I mean, that's a regular event here at Christ Church. So
this has inspired me as the person that does our social media to take a look at everything happening that week, and then make a calendar so we can post it that week.
Yeah,
because there are all kinds of ways, and I love this. Not all just adults, or not all just children, not all missional engagement. It is something for everyone.
Yeah.
So we hope that you will get involved in some way.
And if you're listening and you're like, that sounds like they do a lot of stuff. I want to know what's going on. Shoot us an email at info@christgreensboro.org and ask us to add you to our email list.
Yeah.
Because there are 3 emails that go out each week. One went out today at 11, and it's just what's happening. So it's just what's happening for this week. There are buttons at the bottom that have a calendar for our Christ Kids, our Christ Youth, and our Christ Adults separately. So you can look at those separately if you want to, and they are planned out. Right now we've got things through November on there. And then the Friday email is just the messenger email that goes out. It has what's going on for the coming week at Christ Church, and it has our messenger that people get on Sunday mornings, which you can look at and see kind of what's going on in the life of the church.
It's like our bulletin, right?
Yeah, it's our bulletin, our church bulletin. And then Sunday is just a reminder email, but those 3 are all linked. But if you want to learn more about Christ Church and get a regular feed about what's happening,
sure.
Email us info@christgreensboro.org and ask to be put on our mailing list.
Yeah.
And we'll add you to that. Or if you just have questions or you just want to ask us a random question, we'll answer that too.
That's so fun.
Because we're so fun.
So one thing that I totally forgot when you were asking me for my Tell Me Something Good was, so not only was yesterday Blessing of the Backpacks and Educators, we had dynamic worship experience, not only with our music, but Pastor Katie's sermon, and just all the things, right?
All the things.
But so I was at my desk just bebopping along a couple weeks ago, and Pastor Katie came in to say, hey, I have a question for you about the week where I'm preaching. And so, we're sitting there spitballing some ideas, and she's like, okay, so, in the series, Pastor Nikki's doing this, Pastor Garrett, Pastor Morse, etc. My week is crayons. What do we got to do, or what can we do to make the cover of the messenger, the bulletin, a coloring page? And then, can you create for me some little, coloring opportunities that we can kind of sprinkle or put in a section of the messenger, which is so fun because, normally people, I would assume, take notes in worship.
And doodle.
People doodle, right? But this was such a fun thing because Pastor Katie was talking about creativity, joy, and diversity yesterday. And you can read all 3 of those kind of snippets in our sermon reflection that was posted at 11 a.m. But the idea that I'm trying to get at is that her idea of having a coloring book, quote unquote, as the bulletin, to me was really cool. I went into 11 o'clock because I had a little bit more time in that service, and I was like kind of trying to eyeball like what adults or children, but adults specifically, were like taking this opportunity to be creative. And I got a couple of photos, trying not to, distract from the actual spoken word that Katie was bringing, but I just thought it was so cool. I really, really enjoy that. Again, like our team here at the church is like innovative and like is willing to do things that are not necessarily like within the lines.
Yes.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I do. I see what you did there.
Willing to color outside the lines.
Yes, I do. It's a very collaborative staff.
Mm-hmm.
I like that we're not siloed. And I know in some organizations, even some churches, people get siloed into their specific areas.
Yes.
And you lose so much when you do that.
Sure.
I think we all, as a staff, we all have good ideas.
Yeah.
And to be able to have the freedom to share that with each other and not be siloed, it allows us to do so much more and to thrive just as a staff.
Yeah.
And I think it helps our church to thrive. I mean, because it's not one voice leading us, it's all of us. And I appreciate that so much. And hopefully that comes across. I
was going to say,
I mean,
hopefully for our congregation that is evident, that we work well, that we are creative, that
we really genuinely love each other
and love what we do.
And we love what we do. I think I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful. I'm just always so grateful.
I think I'm even more grateful because I'm in my feels about the kindergartners going away.
I'm just in my feels just because I'm just feeling better.
Maybe we should wrap this up and go eat a cookie.
I want to eat a cookie, and I need some more water. Okay. Well, and I did love the coloring thing too. I did, and I just need to say this real quick because I had a number of people come out of both services and show me their coloring.
Oh, I wish I'd gotten pictures of that. Yeah, oh man, that's awesome.
It was very cute. It was very cute. People love to color.
Yeah. They
love it. Okay. All right, we'll wrap it up. I'm sorry, we probably kept you. It's probably like 30 minutes long, and we did not mean to do that. But anyway, sorry. Thanks. If you've hung out this long, God bless you. You're gonna have a great week.
And if you didn't, God bless you. You're still gonna have a great week.
Yeah, you're still gonna have a great week. You come back and listen to us later. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my goodness.
We're so glad that you are with us, and hopefully you made it all the way through. I don't know. Hopefully you got some good information. Hope you had a chuckle out of it because we do like to spread joy and love wherever we can. Kind of like glitter, which is my favorite craft.
Oh, glitter.
Anyway.
Okay.
So we hope y'all have a great week. If you, again, like I said, if you want to email us, if you want more information about something, if you want to be added to our email list, info@christgreensboro.org. And Greensboro is spelled out. I'm going to say that because I gave somebody my email address the other day, and they put Christ GSO, and I'm like, that's not going to make it to me. It's Christ Greensboro spelled out.
Yeah.
So
info@christgreensboro.org.
Or
you can just visit our website and kind of peruse yourself, get some information before you reach out, if that's the way you roll. And that's just christgreensboro.org.
Yep. Or if you want to, you could go on the staff page and you could just see what we look like and instead of just hearing
we look better on the staff page than we do in real life. I'm speaking about myself.
Oh, no.
If any of our coworkers are listening, I'm not trying to come for you. I'm talking about myself. No. My hair looks better in my staff photo. I'm a little bit skinnier, maybe 2 pounds lighter. But
it's a second in time, split second in time. So
yes.
I mean,
But also, I'm showing off my nice mountain tattoo in my staff photo, so you can see that before you meet me in person. All right. We hope that y'all have a great start to your week, and we hope that you also know that you were loved.
Yes, and for all the kiddos, please give them big hugs from Uncle Rob and Lolo.
And Auntie Lolo.
And tell them they're going to have a great year and that they are loved, that God loves them very much.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.